Here is what you will see in the video coming up. Otherwise she's like, I would be like looking at her like, are you getting those? I am sad that. And you know how they say the power of life and death are in the tongue, and they say like you gotta speak things into existence or whatever. Like, duh. No, you look.
This is embarrassing. She does this a lot. Big booty Judy. Hit the subscribe button if you've never seen anything like this in your life. We will resume to the program momentarily. Just let her finish. This is her song, man.
你好，凯兰。I'm gonna say this, and this is kind of like too much information. Sorry. If you're a boy or if you're anyone who is like grossed out by like women things, you know what I'm talking about? I feel like you should know what I'm talking about. Just go ahead and like skip. Okay, but are you ready?
No.
Megan! Leave. For real.
Because it's about to get disgusting.
Okay, you ready, guys? Hey.
It's about to get so freaking freaky.
Okay, so right now I'm on my period.
What?
This is like, and if my mom's watching this, she doesn't like when I talk about this stuff.
Stop.
If I talk about my period, like, it has to be like around her. Otherwise, she's like,
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. So last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back.
like, if I talk about my period, like, it has to be like around her. Otherwise, she's like, that's inappropriate. Don't talk about that with other people. It's gross. Nobody talks about that. But like, everyone talks about it. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's also gross. Like, I don't want to be talking about it like everywhere. Like, even though I'm talking about it like on the internet right now, I told everyone to skip who needed to skip. So like, you shouldn't even be listening if you're grossed out by this stuff. So like, I gave you that permission. You do what you want with it. I think that I'm manifesting me having period problems. And I feel like also some things just like are natural. Like, I'm naturally just gonna be in pain. And I've accepted that. Like, when you're on your period, like, I've accepted that, like, it's natural to have pain, and that's fine. But things like throwing up, like, there are people who don't throw up on their period, and I'm like, why do I do that? I've always thrown up on my period. I came into my period throwing up the day before I had my period. I was throwing up and I didn't understand why. My mom was making chicken sandwiches that night, and I thought that it was the specific patty that made me throw up. So like, anytime my mom would go to the store to get chicken patties, I would be like looking at her like, are you getting those? But it wasn't the chicken patties. It was me PMSing, and that's so crazy. And so like, anyway, so my point is, I throw up like the first day, and like yesterday I was doing that, and I wanted to say that I was eating spicy chicken nuggets from Wendy's, and they were so good. And it was only a 4-piece. Like, I wish that, like, I mean, I don't wish that I got more, because I would have thrown all of them up if I had all of them. But I'm so sad because, I'm not sad, but like,
Oh, don't cry. Are you?
I am sad because it's like a waste of my money. Like, so like, I'm saying all of this to say basically, like, yeah, I throw up like the first day of my period, and it's like I can't eat anything, and so I just have to be like suffering. And like, if I'm working, that's the worst, because then I'm like, then I'm like taking like mini breaks to go and like vomit. Another angle. And it's gross. I mean, it's not gross because, like, I guess it's natural. You mean, what in the world is wrong with me? I want to do that at the top of a mountain at like maximum volume. Like, this is like minimum volume. I've been wanting to do that for like a year now. A year and a half. Not a year and a half, like a year and like some months was the last time that I went to the mountains with my cool friends for Kelvin's birthday. Hey Kelvin, he's a cool dude. 10 out of 10. I want to go to the mountains to scream. You know, just about like existence. Just like you need a good scream in the mountains once a year. Just cause you exist.
Yeah, this was random. Blame it on the ADHD.
It's natural, you know, it's normal, I guess, whatever. Normal? Is it normal? Because not everyone's doing that, so I don't think that that's the norm, you know? But my personal, like, belief is that I'm grateful to have my period. A healthy menstrual cycle, despite the sickness that I feel, the symptoms. Despite that, you know, I'm blessed, I'm thankful, but I want to manifest not throwing up on my period, because I feel like I always say I always throw up the first day of my period. Like, I say that every time, and then I'm like, oh, it's the first day and I'm throwing up, and it's like, why am I throwing up? Well, I always say that. And you know how they say the power of life and death are in the tongue, and they say, like, you got to speak things into existence or whatever. Like, duh. So, like, why aren't I doing that here? If I really don't want to suffer, if I really love myself the way I say I love myself, I should be speaking better over myself. So I'm going to start to say that I don't throw up on my period. And I do right now, but I'm saying that so that, you know, at some point that becomes reality if it's God's will.
The devil has no power than you, God. You strong than the devil, God. You got good strength, God. You know that he can control him, God. He don't have no blessings, God. You have blessings, God. The devil don't have no blessings better than you, God.
So I'm saying that to say that because that's what I'm going to start to say is I don't throw up on my period. But if you see me throw up on my period, it's not because I lied. It's because I'm trying to reprogram my subconscious mind. So yeah. You should, like, kiss the like button. It's normal.